Hi, it's Sandy. Today I'm making a treat. It's a pumpkin oatmeal muffin. So each muffin will end up with about 27 grams of carb, but you can fit this in at breakfast if you're having a lower carb additions to that, or as a complement to a supper meal if you are having a lower carb meal. So just something you can fit into your day. We want to have some fun things and enjoyable treats in our day. So I have mixed together 3.5 cups of oatmeal. Calls for half a cup of brown sugar, but you can reduce that certainly to help lower the amount of carbs that you're having. And my baking soda and a little bit of salt is in there as well. Some other options, I'm going to add in about half a cup of walnuts, chopped walnuts, to give it some more fiber and healthy fat. And you can add, according to the recipe, some chocolate chips, mini chocolate chips or raisins. I'm not going to add the chocolate chips today, but I did have craisins on hand. I was going to add a little bit of those. So you could certainly omit those too if you want to watch the amount of carbohydrate that you are adding to the batter here. So I've got all my dry ingredients here, and to this I have mixed up, or beginning to mix up, I've got my milk in here, I've got a cup of pumpkin, 2 eggs, and some vanilla, and so I'm just going to mix that up. I tend to not mix my ingredients all together. This recipe said you could go ahead and mix everything in one bowl, but I like to keep my wet ingredients and dry ingredients separate, especially if I'm not going to bake the item right away, because then you don't want to activate your baking powder too soon. I guess I forgot to tell you there's baking powder in there as well, because that's where you get the rise for your muffin or your quick breads. So I've got beat up here my pumpkin, eggs, milk, vanilla, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my batter because I am going to bake these here fairly soon. And it says it makes 12 muffins. It might actually make a few more than that. We'll have to see as we're distributing. But I'm going to go ahead and mix my oatmeal here into the wet ingredients. And so this should make a really hearty muffin. You can see with all that oatmeal, there's no flour in here. It's all made with the oats. So it should be thick, filling. And again, make just kind of a nice little treat or side for your meal for breakfast. For a snack, if you can afford the carbohydrate there. So I've got that mixed together. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill my muffin cups here. If I do have more batter than I need, then I will go ahead and put some into little ramekins, or finish my first batch and start a second batch. As you can see, I'm filling these up. And then I will go ahead and bake these in a 375 oven for about 25, it said up to 30 minutes. Usually muffins seem to take a little less time than a lot of times what the recipe says, so always watch that. But these will be a nice addition to my meal this evening, and I appreciate you joining, and we'll see you again soon.